Heading up to Mitrovice today, which is a disputed part of Kosovo. The Serbs are still somewhat in control, and I wouldn't mind going up there and hearing what they have to say about life and about the things that I have not been hearing down here. Alright, I'm approaching the bridge in the middle of Mitrovice, where the Albanian Kosovars live on the south side and the Serbians live on the north side. There's a blockade, so you can't cross that bridge. It was supposed to open at the end of 2018, but something delayed it. Now what you have is a bunch of cars stacked up in the area. And I think the reason is that people have to cross back and forth, but they can't take their cars with them. So you've got whole streets that used to be streets that are just car lots now, with barely enough room to squeeze by. So here we are, this is the circle. Try to take it nice and easy. I'd really like to get over there and talk to some Serbians. As in other places I've been that were affected by war or crime or poverty, people have to live their lives, and so they're just going about their business. I don't know if they feel the tension. I don't feel like it's such a good idea for me to be filming here. And I have no idea how to get out of wherever I am. All those speed bumps, there's no quick way out. What happens when 1,000 people who are on edge suddenly decide you're a problem, or you're an enemy, or you're a threat? And who's going to be the one that triggers it? And how easily are they triggered? We all have this thing that lies dormant in us, this awareness of a threat around us. In some places it's more easily triggered than others. In a place like this, where the tension feels this way, I wouldn't want to be stuck in the middle of an accident or a mistake that somebody else makes by alarming others about me. It's not easy to get out of a situation where all of these threat detectors suddenly go off and they're all going off at you. This is as far down this road as I'm going to go. There's a social experiment that somebody did, I saw it on TV, where a person would stop and stare up at the sky in the middle of a city. And when they did that, a second person would stop to see what they're looking at and look up at the sky. Well, now you've got two people doing it. Well, then 3 and 4 is easy, and if you've got 4, it just keeps getting easier and easier for people to stop and stare up at the sky, because there are so many people that are bearing witness to the idea that there's something to see. I don't want to be the guy caught in the middle of a situation where everybody's threat detectors trigger falsely. I'll find a different place to go, a different way to cross. There's another time that this reminds me of. It was a hurricane back in 2004 in Central Florida. It was called Hurricane Charlie. And I decided to go after it and see how close I could get, and see if I could get in the middle of it. I was in a rental car and I had driven down from Alabama for a work event, and everything was canceled. And so I got on the freeway out of Orlando and started heading west toward the west coast of Florida. The roads were jam-packed going east. And only I was on the freeway going west. And the clouds were getting darker, and lightning strikes, and just the feeling in the air that the whole atmosphere had changed, physically and also emotionally or psychologically. But that feeling of going into a threat area is a very specific feeling. And suddenly when I find myself in the middle of that situation, the thoughts and feelings I thought I would have are not the thoughts and feelings that I have. A lot of my vibrato is suddenly gone. And the spirit of exploration is suddenly muted. There's a gravity to the situation. The neighborhood I just went through, that section of town with brick walls and barbed wire over the top of it, it reminded me of the riots in Peru. So I'm going to go into this grocery store. I'm going to see what I can find out, see if somebody speaks English and they can tell me how to get across. It might be a lot more mellow than I realize. I could be making it all up in my head, it's possible. But I think I'm going to go ahead and trust this sense of what's going on around me first, until it's proven wrong. Okay, went inside and asked if someone spoke English. They pointed me to one of the cashiers, so I went up and spoke to her, and the security guard came up right away and saw that I was speaking English with this young woman, and he closed the lane and gave me full access to the cashier and made everybody else go to a different lane so that I could speak to her. And I thought that that was really nice of them. So they said, go back by the big mosque and go to a police station and find out what you can do. Such a good idea for me to be filming here. And I have no idea how to get out of wherever I am. Okay, I'm here at the police station. I'm going to go in and I'm going to see if there's some way for me to get across into the other side of the city. And we'll take it from there. I might have to go all the way around, up about 20 kilometers, and then come back down